Hey, it's Mike. Welcome back to Blade and Brush. It's Monday, 14th of April, 2025, and I'm doing a quick shave today because I can't always afford to waste time dealing with bowls and brushes and scuttles and everything. So today I'm using Paraso shave foam. I got this off of Amazon. Here, give you a little bit better view of this. Got this off of Amazon. Paraso is an Italian label, makes very good soaps and creams. But I was not able to get any of those, so I got the shave foam because I ran out of the Gillette shave foam, which is my favorite brand. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick shave with this. Yeah, as you can see, I've a little bit better camera angle. I had to move some stuff out of the medicine cabinet. I have to put it back when I'm done. Yeah, that's just the way things go. But let's go ahead and get started. I get my face nice and wet. I almost forgot I had set the stand on the sink counter. Yeah, this is my Phoenix Cube pre-shave soap. Which is really good for getting those whiskers to stand up. So now I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit into my hand. You don't really need much when you're using shave foam. If I only use just enough to cover my face, and I'm only shaving with this stuff maybe once or twice a week, then I can make the can last quite a while. So I got my Razor Rock G.O.A.T. And it's got a brand new Astra Superior stainless blade. Well, not quite new. I used it for the first time yesterday. But the last blade I shaved with on Saturday, that was a shave number 14, definitely felt the burn after my post-shave treatment. The thing about shave foam is you gotta rinse more often. And I try not to talk when I've got a razor sharp blade next to my face. That's not a good thing when you've got a very sharp object against your skin. You don't want to be yapping because nicks happen that way. But I wasn't actually even looking for Paraso shave foam. I was just looking for the Gillette stuff online. Normally I get it in the store, but most places now have their toiletry stuff under lock and key. and you have to get an employee to unlock it for you. And unfortunately, stores are understaffed these days. Partly because of COVID, because society decided, yeah, we're just going to pretend away the pandemic instead of actually doing anything to mitigate it. People are getting forced back to work. They're becoming sick with it, disabled. And on top of that, corporations really don't want to pay their employees a decent wage or fully staff their shifts. I mean, they really never were. I mean, it was pretty bad when I was in retail, working at places like Blockbuster or Burgers to, it was Michael Simon's B Spot. I'm sorry, Michael Simon's B Spot, which is burgers, brats, beer, bourbon, lots of B stuff. But they're constantly understaffing their shifts, as do most retail places. Because they all expect you to do the work of 3 or 4 people. God forbid they should fully staff their shifts. And so as a result, you end up having to wait a good long time. So I figured, what the hell, see if I could order my regular shave foam online. And I saw Paraso, so I figured, okay, what the hell, I'll take a chance. Always wanted to try that brand anyway. Man, you can really feel the scritch on it and hear it. Yeah, the efficiency on this blade is definitely a step up. I mean, on this razor, I mean. Because when you compare it to the original Mercury 34, it's definitely an improvement. Now, would I call this the absolute greatest of all time, past, present, future? Well, no. There's no such thing. Sorry, Razor Rock. It is a great razor. I suspect this is going to be my new go-to, but nothing is absolutely the greatest of all time. But credit where it's due. It is a vast improvement, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can really see this, but look at all the... Get in focus, camera. Yeah, it's not really getting in focus, but there's a lot of whiskers caught up in that shave foam. But yeah, the thing about retail and fast food now is businesses really do not want to pay their employees or fully staff their shifts. And then they complain, oh, no one wants to work anymore. Well, have you tried hiring people? Pass number 3. And you know what? Let me Get a little bit more on there. So I don't want this stuff dissipating too quickly. Speaking of hiring, I've got a phone interview Thursday. We'll see if that leads to an actual second interview. Yeah, got to touch up my neck here. I usually do. Now the hair is just growing all weird directions. All right. All right, so now I got my Dickinson's Witch Hazel. Just gonna wipe my face with that real quick. All right, so while that's doing its job, let's put the cap on. Yeah, so like I said, this is a Paraso shave foam. This is for coarse beards. So that is Italian barber's choice since 1948. Paraso shave foam turns the chore of shaving into an enjoyable daily ritual. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not really much different from the Gillette Barbershop Fresh shave foam in terms of consistency. I think it's a little bit thicker than that, but then again, it's a relatively new can. And my Gillette Barbershop foam was already towards the end of its useful life by the time I got rid of it. So, the less you've got in there, the more air gets in there, and the more liquid the stuff inside becomes. But when you first get it, it's really thick. I think that's been enough time for the witch hazel and alum to do its job. So I'm just going to pat my face dry. So then, Clubman Pinode Special Reserve Aftershave Splash. Clubman is a pretty decent brand, very popular with wet shavers. You can get the regular stuff in pretty much any big box store. But with the specialty scents, you have to order them, unless you can find them at a really exclusive location. But yeah, Clubman Pinode Special Reserve. This kind of reminds me of my grandfather, actually. I think he wore this. And I may not look all that old, but I do turn 51 next month. So I do not mind smelling like my grandfather. And like I said, if you use only a little bit of shave foam at a time, you can make it last for quite a while, especially if you're only doing it like once or twice a week. Now, if you're using it daily, it's obviously going to diminish faster. But I've got a rotation of soaps and creams that lets me do 7 days a week with a different soap or cream. So, I don't even really have to use it even once a week. I can rotate out maybe once every couple of weeks. So if you do that, your shave products will last quite a while. And you won't have to buy as much or as frequently. I get the Nivea post-shave balm. That moisture on my face and onto my hands too. Because after a hot shower, your skin's going to be depleted anyway. So why not? Just take whatever residue might be on there. Of course, Nivea doesn't really leave residue, which is one of the reasons I like it, but it's getting terribly expensive though. I don't know why. Probably has something to do with a certain clown shoes tariff war, which he blinked on because, of course, Trump is a bitch. For all his bluster, Donald Trump is a conniving, craven little bitch. I did not vote for him, obviously. I didn't vote for the Democrat either. I know people don't like to talk politics on their shave channels. I am not like most people. I talk about whatever the hell I want. So I will try and keep politics out of this. But I vote third party. I don't identify with any major organizations. So I vote based on policy and what I think works or doesn't work. So, yeah, I tend to vote for what makes sense for the public. And looking at the major parties, none of them offer me a damn thing. So I wasn't expecting much from Trump except a lot of BS, a lot of bluster, a lot of bravado, but not much of substance. And unfortunately, he's getting all the wrong things done, like on immigration. He thinks immigration's a problem here in the United States. I mean, Biden was deporting twice as many people as Trump did. So did Obama, and yet nobody was complaining about deportations back then. It's only because Trump's in office that they're complaining, but it's because he's doing it in a way that makes it impossible for people to ignore. So obviously, people pretend to oppose him now. Now, I tend to be of the opinion that most people should be allowed into this country regardless, unless you've got an actual active criminal record. You should be allowed into this country, no strings attached, no visas required, no, just start them through the process of becoming naturalized if they want to stay, just let them in. Because most people only become illegal when they overstay their visas anyway. So just make the process easier and last longer. And then you won't have to worry about illegal aliens. But most of them are innocent people. They have no criminal record, nothing, okay? We get more domestic crime here than we ever do from any immigrants. But, hey, you got to give red meat to your base. So, both major parties, make a lot of bluster, but one manages to be more effective on immigration while keeping it under the radar, and the other is less effective because he can't keep his mouth shut or stop with the theatrics that make it look worse than it already is. But, my opinion is if you're going to bring back manufacturing, you're going to need to do massive public investment. But nobody wants to do that. Well, deporting people isn't going to make manufacturing come back, and neither is tariffs. So what are you going to do? But yeah, enough of my rambling. I didn't want to get this too long, so I'm going to go ahead and leave you off here. This is Mike for Blade and Brush, signing off.